Coming to the measurement of tonicity, we will use two types of methods to measure the tonicity. So there are two types of methods are available to measure the tonicity of a solution. First method is the hemolytic method. Second one is the comparison of colligative properties of the solution and physiological fluids. So these are the two methods which are used for measuring the tonicity of a solution. First one is the hemolytic method and second one is the comparison of colligative properties. So comparison of the colligative properties. So either of the colligative properties and physiological fluid is compared to measure the tonicity of a particular solution. Here the colligative properties are nothing but the properties of a solution which will depends upon the concentration of the solute which is present in the solution. So colligative properties of the solution is nothing but the properties which will depend upon concentration of the solute which is present in the solution. Example for the colligative properties are boiling point, melting point and freezing point. Boiling point, melting point and freezing point, etc. So these are the some example for colligative properties. So in case of measuring the tonicity, we will use the freezing point for comparison of both solution and physiological fluid. So the freezing point, when you see in the properties of the freezing point, so when you add the solute to the solvent, so consider this one as a solvent, and when you add the solute, I think you know well about the difference between the solute and solvent. Okay, so when you add the solute to the solvent, then the freezing point of this solvent will reduce. The freezing point of the solvent is reduced. So for example, when you see in the freezing point of blood, so blood is the composition of blood cells and plasma. So when you see in the plasma freezing point, so consider this one as the plasma, and when you add the blood cells to this plasma, the freezing point of plasma will be decreased to minus 0.52 degrees centigrade. Here the freezing point is nothing but the point at which the solution subjected to freezing. Freezing means, so it will form the ice. Okay. So the point at which the solution is subjected to freezing is nothing but the freezing point. So in case of plasma, when you add the solutes that are nothing but the blood cells to the plasma, the freezing point of plasma will be decreased to minus 0.52 degrees centigrade. So the freezing point of blood is nothing but minus 0.52 degrees centigrade. The freezing point of the blood is nothing but minus 0.52 degrees centigrade. Okay. And coming to the hemolytic method, so in this method, we will add the erythrocytes, so that are nothing but the red blood cells, to the solution for which we are going to determine the tonicity. So that means the solution to which we are going to determine the tonicity, for that solution we will add the erythrocytes or red blood cells. So after dissolving the erythrocytes or red blood cells into the solution to which we are going to determine the tonicity, so that means some of the drug solutions. So if I am going to determine the tonicity of a particular drug solution, then we are going to suspend the red blood cells into the different concentrations of drug solution. And then we are observing the appearance of red blood cells. So when there is a change in appearance of the red blood cells, then we can classify the tonicity of that particular solution based on the appearance of red blood cells when they are dissolved in the, or when they are suspended in a particular drug solution. If the solutions having the less osmotic pressure than that of the osmotic pressure of the red blood cells, then the solution passed into the red blood cells, then the red blood cells become bulk and eventually they are subjected to bursting. So that is happening in case of those solutions which are having the less osmolarity when compared to the osmolarity of the red blood cells or osmotic pressure of the red blood cells. So that type of solutions are termed as the hypotonic solutions. Okay. And solutions which are having the same osmotic pressure that of the osmotic pressure of the red blood cells, then there is no change in the appearance of red blood cells is observed, and that type of solutions are called as the isotonic solutions. And if there is any higher osmotic pressure of the solution than the osmotic pressure of the red blood cells, then the contents or the water which is present in the red blood cells will come outside the cells, thereby they are appeared as the shrinking or wrinking. The appearance of the red blood cells is observed as the irregular or shrinkiness in their shape. So these type of solutions are called as the hypertonic in nature. Understood? The solutions which are having the low osmotic pressure when compared to the osmotic pressure of the red blood cells, and that solutions are called as the hypotonic solutions. In the hypotonic solutions, the red blood cells will appear as the bulky and eventually they are subjected to bursting. And solutions which are having the same osmotic pressure as that of the osmotic pressure of the red blood cells, in that type of solutions, the red blood cells will appear as the same. That means the natural appearance of the red blood cells are retained as same. In case of solutions which are having the higher osmotic pressure when compared to the osmotic pressure of the red blood cells, in that solutions, the red blood cells are subjected to shrinking. Why? Because the contents of the red blood cells will come outside the cell, thereby they are subjected to shrinking or wrinkling in nature. So by using this hemolytic method, we can differentiate whether the solution in which the erythrocytes are suspended is either hypotonic or isotonic or hypertonic in nature. The next method for measuring the tonicity is nothing but comparison of colligative property of solution. Tonicity is going to be determined, and physiological fluid. So the commonly used physiological fluid here is nothing but blood. So the colligative property which is compared in this method is nothing but freezing point. Freezing point. Already I said that freezing point is nothing but the point at which the solution is subjected to freezing. Okay. So when you consider the blood is the physiological fluid, the freezing point of blood is nothing but minus 0.52 degrees centigrade. Minus 0.52 degrees centigrade. And any solution which is having the freezing point as same as that of the freezing point of blood, then that solution is said to be isotonic in nature. Understood? So any solution which is having the freezing point as same as that of the freezing point of blood, that is minus 0.52 degrees centigrade, is said to be isotonic. Understood? So that means, for example, if you have a drug solution, some X drug solution, for example, if the drug solution having the concentration of 10 mg per ml solution, 10 mg per ml means for each ml of the solution, it has the 10 mg of the drug, 10 mg of the drug. For each ml of solution, or in each ml of solution, it is having the 10 mg of the drug, 10 mg of the drug. If it is having the freezing point of plus 0.72 degrees centigrade, then this solution is called as the hypotonic in nature. Hypotonic in nature. So why? Because the concentration of the drug is very much low. So how will you prepare this concentrated drug solution? To the distilled water. To the distilled water, we will add the drug, the solid drug or solute. When you take the 10 mg per ml concentration of the drug solution, 10 mg per ml concentration of the drug solution having the freezing point of 0.94 degrees centigrade, then this solution is said to be hypotonic in nature. Why? Because, and when you add the 10 mg of this drug, that is nothing but a solute, into this solution here is nothing but distilled water, then what will happen? The freezing point of this water is decreased. So generally the freezing point of water at 27 degrees centigrade is equals to 0, or at room temperature the freezing point of water is 0. When you add this 10 mg of drug or 10 mg of solute into the pure distilled water, then the freezing point of this solution is become as minus 0.94 degrees centigrade. But what I said, that the solutions which are having the minus 0.52 degrees centigrade are considered as the isotonic in nature. So that means above this freezing point are considered as the hypotonic in nature. So for that reason, the 10 mg per ml concentrated X drug solution is considered as the hypotonic in nature. And in the same way, and when you take the 100 mg per ml concentrated X drug solution, then if it is equal to freezing point as same as that of the freezing point of the blood, then it is said to be isotonic in nature. And if the drug concentration is going on increase, that means 200 mg per ml concentration, then it may reducing the freezing point to 0.32 degrees centigrade. Then it is said to be hypertonic in nature. Hypertonic in nature. So that means by increasing the concentration of the solute into the solution, so there is a different types of tonicity will produce. So if the solution having the low concentration of the solute, then they are said to be hypotonic in nature. And if the solution having the concentration of the solute that can able to produce the same freezing point as that of the blood, and that concentration is said to be the freezing point concentration of a particular drug in a particular solution. And if the concentration is beyond increased, then they can produce the hypertonic solutions. So by this way we can determine the tonicity of the solution. So this is the one type of method which is used to determine the tonicity of the solutions. Next we will see about the methods for adjusting the tonicity. Methods for adjusting the tonicity. Here we are having two classes of methods, class 1 and class 2 methods. Class 2 method. So in case of class 1 method, again they are subclassified into cryoscopic method and sodium chloride equivalent method. Equivalent method. In case of class 2 method, they are subclassified into White-Vincent method and Sproul's method. So let us see one by one. So in this method, we are going to determine the how much amount of substance is required to produce or to prepare the solution having the freezing point, that is 0.52 degrees centigrade, as same as that of the freezing point of the blood plasma. So that means we are going to calculate the how much amount or how much percent of the substance or drug is added to the solution to produce the freezing point depression as minus 0.52 degrees centigrade. So why? Because we know that the freezing point depression of the blood is nothing but minus 0.52 degrees centigrade, and the blood is the isotonic in nature. So the solutions which are producing the same freezing point depression as that of the blood will consider as the isotonic solutions. So for that reason, we are going to determine the how much amount of a particular drug or how much concentration of the drug substance is required to produce the solutions having the freezing point depression of minus 0.52 degrees centigrade. So to calculate the how much amount of the substance is required to produce the solutions that can have the freezing point depression as minus 0.52 degrees centigrade, so we will compare the ratios of the drug substance, that is a known concentration of drug divided by the freezing point of the same drug at the known concentration is equals to x divided by the freezing point depression of blood. Then when you rearrange this equation, x is equals to known concentration of drug divided by freezing point of the same drug at known concentration. Freezing at this known concentration into freezing point of the blood. Then we'll get the how much amount of the drug substance is required to produce the isotonic solution. That means the solution having the same freezing point as that of the blood. Okay, so this is the one method to adjust the tonicity. Next method is the sodium chloride equivalent method. So for conducting these methods, we will get the tables, some of the tables. In that tables, the information of the equivalent factor of sodium chloride with that of the different types of drugs. So that means equivalent factor of sodium chloride for different drugs. So what is meant by equivalent factor of sodium chloride with the drugs? So that means the quantity of sodium chloride is required to produce the 1 gram of drugs. So the quantity of the sodium chloride is equivalent to 1 gram of drug is considered as the equivalent factor. Understood? So when you know the equivalent factors of sodium chloride to different types of drugs, so they are generally available as the tables like logarithmic tables, and from that tables we can calculate the equivalent factor of the sodium chloride with that of the drugs. So these equivalent factors are useful for converting the strength of drug can able to produce the what type of tonic solution. Understood? So if you know the 100 grams of drug is required to produce the isotonic solution. Isotonic solution. For each gram, we know that how much quantity of sodium chloride is required. That will be multiplied with the 10. So thereby, we can know how much amount of sodium chloride is equivalent to the 10 grams of drug solution that can able to produce the isotonic. And in another way, we can calculate the equivalent factor of sodium chloride for the drugs by using the formula that is nothing but E is equals to 17 into freezing point of isotonic solution, that is denoted as L-iso. Freezing point of isotonic solution divided by molecular weight of unadjusted solution, that means the drug solution. Molecular weight of the unadjusted solution or drug solution. Here E is nothing but the sodium chloride equivalent of the drug. Sodium chloride equivalent of the drug, and this can be calculated. So E can be calculated by using the formula that is freezing point of the drug solution divided by freezing point of NaCl having same concentration to that of the drug. So that means when you take the same concentration of the drug and NaCl, so the E value is nothing but the ratio of freezing points of the drug and NaCl solution. So this is another method used for adjusting the tonicity. In case of class 2 methods, first one is a White-Vincent method. First one is the White-Vincent method. So in this method, first we will add the water to the drug solution to make it isotonic. Finally, we will adjust the volume of the solution by isotonic buffered diluting solvent. So isotonic buffered diluting solvent. So this method utilizes the formula for calculating the how much weight of the water and isotonic buffered diluting solvent is required to make the drug solution isotonic. So the formula is capital V is equals to weight of the water into sodium chloride equivalent factor into 111.1. So this is the formula for calculating the how much amount or how much weight of the water and isotonic buffered diluting solvent is required to mix with the drug solution to make it as isotonic. Okay, so here capital V is nothing but volume of isotonic buffered diluting solvent required to mix with the drug solution. So W is nothing but the weight of the water required. And capital E is nothing but the sodium chloride equivalent factor. So this is the class 2 White-Vincent method. So by using this method, we can determine how much amount of water and isotonic buffered diluting solvent is required to add for a drug solution to make it as the isotonic. In the second method under the class 2 methods, that is nothing but the Sproul's method. So this is the modified method of the White-Vincent method. So the Sproul's method is the modified method of the White-Vincent method. So in this, the content or the weight of the water is kept constant. So we'll use a constant weight of water is added to the drug solution. So then after we will adjust the tonicity of the drug solution with isotonic buffer diluting solvent. So that means, so here the W is kept constant. So for example, say it is the 100 ml. So that is a known one. So we are not going to adjust this water content. So we will directly add the 100 ml. Then after, the final volume is adjusted with the different volumes of isotonic buffered diluting solvents. So this is the another method to adjust the tonicity of the drug solutions. So by this we completed the acid-base buffers in our second unit. In this video up to now we discussed about the methods used for determining the tonicity. Then after we discussed about the different methods used for the adjusting of tonicity. Thank you.